Hey guys, AJ here back on the one for you. I told you guys that we'd have more of these clown world lives, guys, right? And guys, this for all you guys who don't know, I have to do these lives when I find out something that's so ridiculous that all you can say is what an absolute joke, right? What an absolute joke. Now, guys, here, let me. Today we're going to talk about this article that I saw. It's in the Atlantic, right? Okay? And these knuckleheads are talking about how educated women have to quote unquote marry down. Please. What a fucking joke. I hate to swear, but guys, this drives me insane, right? Look at that. Look at this, guys. Look at this. The new marriage of unequals, please.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Clown world. What a joke, right? Laughing man, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Good to see you in the middle of the day, my friend. As usual, as usual. Uh-oh, where are we here? Where is your sound effect? Look at this, guys. These pop-ups. What is this, right? Guys, look at this. So, the new marriage of unequals, right? And guys, you as you listen to this, you know that a chick wrote this, right? You know? So, guys, they're trying to say that these poor women have to settle for uneducated men. And we all know, guys, that how can you talk about the education gap and how much better women are doing and then bitch about the wage gap in the same sentence? Oh, see now I'm swearing. But guys, isn't it crazy? Modern women can be victims and empowered at the same time. And right here, this shows you what we're talking about. Oops. Sorry, guys. Yeah, this shows you exactly what I'm talking about. Absolutely insane, right? So, look. So once upon a time, it was fairly common for highly educated men in the United States to marry less educated women. Beginning in the mid-20th century, as more and more women had started to attend colleges, marriage seemed to move in a more egalitarian direction, at least in one respect. A greater number of men and women started partnering up with their educating equals. That trend, however, it appears to have stalled out and even reversed in recent years. Gaps in educational experience among heterosexual couples are growing again, and this time it's the women who are marrying down. Please!
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Clown world! And guys, here. You know, let's pump the brakes here, right? Let's pump the brakes. Guys, you might not know this, but even in the 1800s, right, there was I think a higher percentage of the population of women were actually educated than men in the most basic way because all the boys are out working in factories or working on farms, and a lot of times the school marm would teach all the girls. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't oh man, guys, Laughing Man says that he's starting his own business. Good job, man. Hey, congratulations, man. Working for himself. Let's go. Right on, man. Congrats, buddy. Good job. So, guys, a lot of times, though, if you had a 12-year-old boy and a 12-year-old girl in like the 1700s, the 1800s, it was a lot more likely that the girl knew how to read or read at like a higher level because boys were out working, you know, hunting and doing all this other stuff, right? Now, college is different because you only the rich and the wealthy and the upper class went to college. But a lot of times, if you were to see, but on colleges, a lot of the women that were there oftentimes were lower class women because they would be secretaries and other things that women were studying, nurses, right? So rich and upper class families sent their sons off to go to college to be doctors and lawyers and economists. But then the middle class, well, there was no middle class in the 1800s, but the lower class, they would send their daughters to become, nurses, teachers, or whatever, while the men worked in factories and did blue collar work. Because you could, as a lower class person, you couldn't afford to have a son who wasn't producing. It's just not possible, right? So, okay. Researchers debate whether marriage between educational equals homogamy is on the decline. One thing is clear. The phenomenon of women marrying men with less education than themselves, what academics call hypogamy, is on the rise. In fact, women are now more likely to marry a less educated man than men are to marry a less educated woman, right? Now, guys, that is not a good thing. That is not a good thing at all, right? I'll tell you why. Guys, what's the number one thing that comes with student loan? With bachelor's degrees? Student loan debt! Student loan debt. Guys, Generation X, Millennials, and Gen Z are the first 3 generations of women that are being held back by going to college. Guys, in the chat, put the degrees that these knuckleheads are actually majoring in. You know? Underwater basket lesbianism. Absolutely insane, man. Insane. Let me see, guys. Let me do one thing here. 1 second. Pin this. And guys, I did drop the link for anyone who's to come on up. Like I said, you guys will see more of these. Oops. Wrong comment there. And guys, hit the join button to be a member. And yeah, guys, look at this. Okay. Christine Schwartz, a sociology professor at the University of Wisconsin, shared data on the trends in the educational profile of heterosexual married couples from 1940 to 2020. According to her calculations, in 2020s, American husbands and wives shared the same broad level of education at 44.5%. Down from the 47% in the early 2000s. Of the educationally mixed marriages, Of the educationally mixed marriages, the majority, 62%, were hypogamous, up from 39%. Crunching the numbers slightly differently, Benjamin Goldman, an econ professor at Cornell, found that among Americans born in 1930, 2.3% ended up in a marriage where the woman had a 4-year degree and the man did not. Among the cohort of those born in 1980, that figure was 9.6%. Okay? It's a fragile time for gender relationships in the U.S. Young women and men appear to be diverging politically. Facts! Guys! It's true. Guys, Gen Z, the women are more woke than ever, but the men are more conservative than ever. Guys, this is not a game. Here you go, guys. Let's click on this. Let's see. Let me see if I can see where it talks about men and women being liberal or not. Let's see. Here you go, guys. Look at this. So many Gen Z men say they are not feminists. Look at that. So 43% of Gen Z said they're feminists, as compared to 61% of women. 52% millennials. So guys, this is proof that millennials are the biggest simps there are. Guys, millennial men, biggest simps there are. Look at this. Boomers, 38% of men. Generation X, 43%. And with millennials, 52% of men say that they're feminists. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Laughing Man says, did I see that knuckleheaded goofball,
Lesbians.
Rosie O'Donnell left good. Nah. Hey, goodbye. What a joke. Bones, man, he's in England, man. England's in the house, man. Good to see you. Hey, Bones, man. I don't know if you can stay up late, but this Sunday we're gonna do a show on the UK, man. So if you want to call in, I know it's kind of late for you, but we're gonna talk about the UK and how cooked the UK is, right? 8-Bit Banger, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. As usual, long time, man. So guys, let's get back here. Wait, hold on. Look at this. Nearly half of the young men in the U.S. say men face discrimination. This number should be a lot higher. A lot higher. Look at that. What a joke. Let's look at one more thing here, guys. Look at that. So these are the people who favored Orange Man. What a joke. Okay. Yeah, Bones says, yeah, guys, the UK is cooked. Facts, right? JG, what's up, dude? He says, I'm going to B-dubs right now, just how funny of a label that is. All right, so fewer people are dating, marrying, or having kids. Some commentators argued that there aren't enough suitable bachelors, so to meet the standards of accomplishment, because of course they would say that, right, guys? Absolute dunderheads, right? Guys, there's plenty of perfectly suitable men. Guys, put a 1 if you agree. There's way more suitable men than there are women for marriage. Hardworking, tax paying, responsible men out there that actually want to get married. There's a lot more of them than there are these knuckleheaded 304s. Rajai, what's up, dude? Good to see you, man. Good to see you as usual. Look at that, man. Look at that. Okay. Meanwhile, a growing quote-unquote manosphere. Now, guys, isn't it funny how when they were saying some commentators argue that there aren't enough suitable bachelors to meet, they don't use a term or a movement label for these man-hating, misandrous, knucklehead chicks, right? Look at that. Look at that, guys. But then they'll use the manosphere, quote-unquote, as a derogatory term. Claim that a women's advance is to blame for all the manners, struggles, that are experienced by lonely and unmoored men. Now, guys, it's not the success, guys. They think that we care about women's success. It's about the attitude that comes with it. Because, guys, okay. In the chat, guys, what group of women are the highest earning, the most educated, and the most married? Guys, in the chat, who do you think it is? Who do you think it is, guys? I'll give you a little minute, and then I'll tell you guys who. Yet for all the worry that a chasm is opening between men and women, so the rise in the number of hypogamous couples suggest that some men and women are doing what men and women have always done, and that's coupling up regardless of differences and figuring out a way to quote unquote get along. It's clear that the understanding the dynamics of these couples is key to understanding the future of marriage. The rise of the better, yes, yeah, Asian, yep. Red Door said Asian too, facts. Guys, make sure to drop a like on the stream. Guys, we have a 10 super chat goal here. You know what I'm saying? And guys, please consider becoming a member. Guys, thanks all you guys that are members. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. If we hit the goal, guys, we will go to 304 TikTok. Right? Let's see here. Okay. What's drawing these people into these relationships where the better education goes to the wife? How have women's strides in the labor market given them more latitude to marry whomever they love? Or are they just settling? They aren't settling. Guys, education is crushing women. Guys, put a 1 in the chat if you agree that education right now is a scam for young women. It's one of the worst things to happen to these women because they get these degrees in underwater lesbian astrology. Then there's 60, 70, 80, 90, $100,000 in student loan debt. Why? Why?
You stupid woman.
Clown world. Right? Look at that. Look at that, guys. Some people might imagine that women married to less educated men are uber feminist and happy to shirk traditional gender roles. And yet men with less education tend to hold more traditional views on gender, which could suggest that the highly educated women marrying them also hold or at least open to more traditional values. No, hold on, guys. This is because a lot of these chicks go out there, they go to college, right? And they let freaking Gavin, the arts major, Nug on the basketball team, you know what I'm saying? The wrestling team, shoot of the club, and they major in education or gender studies and all this.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
And then they find out, then they hit the wall, and then by the time they're 31, 32, they friggin' find some goof, some simp, some blue-collar beta, right? Some
Beta!
And then marry him. And this guy's like, hey, bro, I met this awesome girl. She's a teacher. She's a teacher, man. She's so honest. She's going to probably be good with my kids. And then he marries her and figures out,
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
clown world, right? Look at that. For all that remains unknown, but the dynamics of hypogamous relationships, the growing body of research does suggest that women are indeed marrying less educated men simply because that's who is available, not necessarily because of changing preferences. In 2021, about 1.6 million more women than men were enrolled in 4-year colleges. Clown world. Guys, let's pump the brakes. Guys, I have a master's degree, right? 90% of young men now, I would say, guys, don't even go to college. Unless you're going to major in science, technology, engineering, math. And guys, to me, biology does not count as STEM anymore. Because, guys, an engineer, IT, a chemist, a physicist just needs a bachelor's degree. A biologist needs a PhD to make any money at all. Guys, where I work, guys with engineering degrees make more than chicks with PhDs. And the majority of biology students now are women. Daniel, what's up, dude? Daniel F. He says that women with big debt and no job consistent marrying down. Facts. Yep. Okay. So for all that remains But according to a recent paper she co-authored with Goldman and Joseph Winkleman of Harvard University, marriage rates among college-educated women have broadly been stable. The explanation for that is fairly straightforward. Without enough college-educated men to go around, college-educated women must marry men without a degree. Or how about men don't need to have college degrees in order to have the traits that make them attractive to women? What the fuck is going on, guys? Guys, some of these academics are some of the smartest, stupid people on the face of the planet, right, guys? And this is proof, guys, that how gynocentric and misandrous that these colleges are, right? JD, what's up, man? Michael O'Brien. Guys, smash the like button, guys. We have 56 people watching. We have 27 likes, guys. Take a second. Smash that like button, please, guys. You know? Let's see. Here we go. So without enough college-educated men to go around, college-educated women must be marrying men without a degree. This is a response to these demographic constraints. Rather than to say that women's economic empowerment, the increased online dating or shifts is the cause. Even if shifting norms and preferences aren't driving the rise of hypogamy, they do seem to be involved in the conjunction. If a woman earns more money than her husband, it's almost certain to cause problems. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Yep. Because of the attitude, right, guys? They want all this equality in everywhere else except their personal lives. They want to have everyone at the work, at their gym to be beta. But then they want to marry an alpha. They want to marry a guy who makes more than them, who's gonna freaking swoop in and pay all their debt.
Here I come to save the day.
And then take care of all their bastard kids.
Here I come to save the day.
Clown world. A man would have to be a moron, an idiot, adult to do this. Guys, I want you to put in the chat right now what you would do if you met a woman who was like everything you wanted. Not everything, but 80%. And then she told you she had $200,000 in student loan debt, right? Look at that. And the fact that women and men are coupling up despite their educational gaps indicates that preferences are perhaps more flexible than some people assume. You think? See, guys, this knucklehead who's writing this is assuming that dating for men and women is symmetrical. That women value the same things men value and vice versa. Clown world. Oh, Brian Tucker's an HVAC guy. Right on, man. Right on, man. Hey, Brian, dude, join the Discord, and if I could reach out to you, if you want to maybe do a live stream, and I could do like not an interview, but I could ask you some questions so that you can kind of talk to any of these guys that are interested in HVAC. You know what I'm saying? So, Third Eye says he's already been down that route. He said deuces, right? Box said he'd run. Facts, guys. Why? Why would you put up with this? Get out of that. So, okay, here we go. It's important to not overstate the change underway here. Educational achievement does not map neatly into earnings. Well, no-ish, Sherlock. Look at that. Some research found that women in hypogamous marriages in the United States and abroad are a bit more likely than other women to earn as much or more than their husbands, but most don't. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Look at that. Most overeducated women that are marrying down don't earn more than their husbands. What the fuck is going on? Guys, what is going on? What is going on? Absolute clown world, guys. Absolute clown world. Insane. Look at that. So, guys, I want someone in the chat. Guys, explain to me how they're marrying down if they're not earning more, right? How is something that costs you money and putting you in debt and obviously isn't even working out? There's no ROI. How? Look at the title of this article. They're marrying down. Look at this. It's women who are marrying down. How are you marrying down if you're broke and you're not even out earning your husband? This is girl math, guys. This is girl math right here. Now, guys, let's go to Jordan Peterson here. He's going to explain why women are getting more degrees, okay?
And so part of the reason I think that women are outperforming men in elementary, junior high school, and university is because they're more likely to be obedient. And I know that to some degree because we did analysis of students in Quebec and found out that one thing that predicted grades over and above intelligence and conscientiousness was agreeableness, and agreeable people got better grades than their IQ and conscientiousness would predict. And that's particularly negative for men. So imagine this is what's happening. So you're a borderline student and you're also a bit rebellious and antisocial. I'm going to fail you. Like you're right on the cusp. Don't like you much. You fail. You have exactly the same grade profile, but I like you. Tick. You move ahead. You don't. And so one of the things that's dividing men from women as they progress through school is the degree to which they're agreeable. Now, you know, because women have access to the birth control pill now and can compete in the same domains as men, roughly speaking, there is a real practical problem here. It's partly an economic problem now because when I was roughly your age, it was still possible for a one-income family to exist. Well, you know that wages have been flat except in the upper 1% since 1973. Why? Well, it's easy. What happens when you double the labor force? What happens? You have the value of labor. So now we're in a situation where it takes two people to make as much as one did before. So we went from a situation where women's career opportunities were relatively limited to where they were relatively unlimited and there were two incomes to where, and so women could work, to a situation where women have to work and they only make half as much as they would have otherwise. And now we're going to go into a situation, this is the next step, whereas women will work because men won't. And that's what's coming now.
There you go. Right there, guys. Right there. Right there. A man will look at a job and say, you better pay me more. Because, guys, one of the things, and I'm going to drop a members-only video on knowing how much your time is worth, right? I already have one on these kind of like milestones about being a man, right? But, guys, one of the major milestones in your adult life is knowing how much your time is worth. And not stopping until you get it. Right? But here's the thing. There's a lot of guys who will say, to hell with this. I'm not doing this job for that much money. Right? And then all these chicks are like, oh, well, you're offering this job that this guy did for $50 an hour at $25 an hour? I'll do it.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
Clown world. Guys, back in the day, a lot of businesses, guys, a lot of secretaries were actually men. The CEO's assistant was a guy. He was a guy who would get anything that his boss wanted, he would do. You know what I'm saying? Think about the idea of like the mob boss that has a consigliere, right? That has the guy. That's how CEOs and executives were. They had a guy who was a secretary, right? He was the guy. He would go out there. He would, schedule meetings, make sure everything got done. And he was, but that was a back in the Industrial Revolution in the early 1900s. That was a tough job, and then and it paid really, 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 really well. And then all these chicks got in there, right? And guys, I mean, come on, a lot of these chicks that are CEOs, secretaries, guys, we all know what they're there for.
Y'all want to ask me what I'm doing? I'm outside home.
Look at that, man. Tara said, I want to marry a 304 with a minimum $500,000 call loan. She would have $100,000. Good luck with that, dude. No way. So
there was an economist article showing that 50% now of boys in school are having trouble with their basic subjects. And you look around you in universities, you can see this happening. I've watched it over decades. I would say 90% of the people in my personality class are now women. There won't be
that, guys. Yep. So, let me check the likes here, guys. We have 66 people watching, guys. We have 40 likes. Guys, make sure to hit the like button. You know? Let's see. Okay, but the earnings of non-college educated men who aren't marrying up have dwindled considerably. In other words, college-educated women are partnering up with the highest-earning men without degrees. You think? Because of hypergamy. Of course. The remainder of non-college men are struggling. The persistence of men's tendency to out-earn their wives was evident in conversations I had with people in hypogamous relationships from around the United States. In some cases, I spoke with both partners, please.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
In others, I spoke with just the wife. The extent of the educational gap varied, but the man was the breadwinner in most of these relationships. Look at that! Guys, so what's the point of this? Other than saying that the women are stupid, these 304s are dumb, are forgetting these degrees, instead of looking and saying, hey, wait a minute, there's all these guys out here earning more and more cash without degrees. They're doing the opposite. Guys, DJ, Brian, Third Eye, Laughing Man, Red Door, all you guys. Let's just say that you were in a recession, right? I mean that there was another major economic event, and there was one rich family in the neighborhood, and you saw them doing certain things, right? Like selling their Mercedes. Now, wouldn't you kind of emulate what the successful people were doing instead of doing the opposite? This would be like there's a rich family down the block, and they sell the Lambo, they sell the Benz, and get a Camry, and then you have the poorest family on the block buying a Benz. How does that make sense? Yeah, Third Eye, you are correct. Yeah, we are in a recession right now. Facts. Yep. Guys, you even have it to where guys will actually choose to go to a state school on a scholarship than a private school or an Ivy League school and have student loan debt. You better go to the cheapest school possible, guys. If you're gonna go to college, here's what I recommend. Guys, tell your sons, your nephews, your younger friends, move to Wyoming. Right? Wyoming's the cheapest state to go to college in the United States. Yeah, Steve, what's up, dude? Yeah, Steve, I'm gonna do more daytime lives, man, just because I find just crazy things. Like, I found this article and I just had to go live, you know? And guys, in the future, though, let me see. These are gonna probably be moved to members only. So guys, make sure to hit the join button and become a member. So, let me see. Yeah, but guys, I would move to Wyoming if I could go back again, because I went to college in Washington State. I would move to Wyoming, get my state residency or whatever. So live there for however many months, 8 months or whatever. Then I would go to University of Wyoming. I think it's like $12,000 a year to go there. It might have gone up or whatever, but it's the cheapest school, and it's a school. If you go to college as if you go to medical school at Harvard or go to medical school University of Wyoming, guys, what are they going to call you, right? Third Eye, thanks for becoming a member, man. Thanks for that. I appreciate that. Thanks for the support. Where is? Hold on. One second, as my soundboard is being weird. Thanks for that, man. Let's go. Oh, Third Eye says he's been here since 7,000 subs, man. Hey, thanks for that, man. Guys, so when I first made this channel, guys, I wanna here, let's pump the brakes, right? Let's pump the brakes. Right here. Guys, I was procrastinating so much by actually making this channel because I wanted to actually start this at the end of 2021, you know? But, you know, I was like, yeah, it's never going to work. No one's going to want to hear what I have to say, you know? And I never, ever, ever thought that this would be as successful or that I would have, like, this many, like, amazing subs. Because I have the best chat on YouTube. And all you guys that have been supporting the channel for this long, that, guys, I realized that on average my lives are like 3 hours and 5 minutes long. So my Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday lives are usually like 3 hours long, and you guys will stay the whole time, which is amazing, right? Guys, I also have a really, really, really high subscriber engagement rate for a channel my size, and the fact that I usually have on my regular lives over like 110 to 112 people. My last daytime live had like 130 people. Guys, there's channels that are 5 times bigger than mine that don't get that type of engagement, right? So guys, thanks to you guys. I appreciate that. I really, really, really do. You know? And guys, just letting you know, I read all of the comments on the videos. So even though if I don't answer them, I read them all. I just don't have time to respond. So I try to like them all, you know, but I read all the comments. Honest, what's up, dude? He's a data girl with her degree in graphic design, aka underwater basket weaving. He says, I have journeyman cards in Michigan, Ohio, and she still looked down her nose. Facts. Yep. Absolutely. Graphic design. That degree is not even worth the money it's printed on. You know? Guys, a graphic design degree, it's not even good toilet paper. B, my friend, what's going on? England's in the house. We had a couple of Brits in here. Right on. B and who else was in the UK? I forget. All you Brits, man, guys, if you can stay up late, Sunday's show is gonna be about the UK. and how cooked you guys are, right? So if any one of you guys can call in or be in the chat, right, I'd appreciate it. You know, even if you can only join early, guys, I'm gonna drop the link early for you guys, or hit me up in the Discord, guys. But I want to have a really, really, really good panel about the UK on Sunday, because the UK is cooked, right? The UK is where, like, the hyperbole of how bad that America is, because guys, we have things decently bad, but where people think that we are is where the UK is. Oh, be good. No. Hold on. Let me see. You guys remember a video that I did with the knuckleheads to have the useless degrees? Hold on. Let's see. You guys remember this? I gotta pull it up, guys. Hold on. One second, guys. And guys, I did drop the link for anyone who wants to come on up. Don't be shy. You guys remember the one? Where is it? Oh, crap. So, NYU Gallatin is like $80,000 a year. Hold on. Where is this video? Where is it? I think it was their last graduation. You guys remember the video that I did? And it's like all these people are basically saying, "Would you like fries with that?" Where is this? Did they take it down because so many people clowned them? You know? Dang. Guys, why? Look at all these pictures. Why would you send your child to college at this rate? Why? Look at that, man. Look at that. All these knuckleheads. And yeah, I think it's like 80 grand a year to go here, I think. I'll find the video, guys. Well, either way. Here we go. Let's do this. Okay. I'll find the video, guys, but or I could use my own too, but here, guys, let's do this really, really, really fast. Hold on. Where is it? Here it is, guys. So this guy's gonna talk about. Look at this, guys.
Now, the first thing we need to say is that while we're obviously grateful to John Byrne Murdoch for drawing attention to the phenomenon, the Financial Times aren't the first to notice that women are becoming more liberal than men. The so-called gender gap was first observed in the late 90s and early 2000s, when academics started noticing that men were no longer more left-wing than women. Yep. You heard that right. While it might be hard to believe today, until the 80s and 90s, men tended to be more left-wing than women. In the US, for example, women historically voted Republican.
I found it. Here you go, guys. You guys ready for this? You ready for this? Here, let me get the exact amount of how much this school costs. NYU. Okay. This school right here, guys, is $91,000 a year. Oh yeah. Yeah, I need to put call-in show in the title. I don't think I had enough room this time. But guys, you ready for this? Look at this. These people telling you what their majors are, okay?
Hi, my name is Nikki. I'm studying Latin American women in visual culture.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Melanie. I'm studying the unseen body in creative spaces, Eurasian exposure of the queer. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Nina, and I studied the arts, education, and social justice.
I'm Joyce. I study decolonial intimacies, indigenous politics of resistance.
Now, guys, you know society's cooked when Asian chicks have fallen for this foolishness, right? Guys, all of the Asian girls I knew in college were all like engineers, accounting, gonna go to med school, you know what I'm saying? And now we have Asians that are majoring in underwater friggin' Martian lesbianism.
And I studied remembering or forgetting, navigating international conflict through collective memory.
Hi, I'm Iman, and I studied monstrosity, the subaltern praxis. Or should I say I created it?
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Look at that.
Hi, I'm Nunyala. I'm studying living artfully, art as ritual therapy, and pathway to decoloniality.
I'm Naomi, and I'm studying Black political economy.
Black political economy.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Look at that, guys. Look at that. What an absolute foolishness.
I'm Natalie, and I'm studying fashion history and gender studies.
And she looks like the type, right, guys? Fashion history and gender studies. F YouTube, what's up, dude? Lenny Honda, what's up, man?
And I studied phenomenological approaches to Black womanhood, specifically.
Guys, I got nothing over here. I got nothing.
My name is Marie, and my concentration is the radical deception for survival, development in sub-Saharan Africa, through social anthropology. Hi, I'm Kira, and I study textiles and environmental justice.
Oh God, guys, nothing good's gonna come from this knucklehead right here. Guys, come on, right? You guys, you know what the only thing worse than this being your daughter, right? Would be if your son went to college and brought this knucklehead home, right? Come on.
Hi, I'm Ava, and I study woman, fugitive family, relationships, and identity, the transformative Black woman.
Someone says, "Is this satire?" Look at that. Guys, what is going on? Here, guys, we'll watch a little bit more of this. Hold on.
But started moving towards the Democrats from the 1980 election onwards. In fact, you can kind of see this in the FT graph, where the blue line starts off slightly higher than the red one. While in the UK, young women suddenly veered towards Labour at the 1992 election, while young men did the opposite. This gender gap, where men were more liberal than women, and which lasted from the end of World War II until the 80s, is known in the literature as the traditional gender gap. Conversely, the gender gap we see today, where women are more liberal than men, is known as the modern gender gap. But while the modern gender gap has existed for the past 30 years or so, that piece in the FT suggests that it's widened significantly in the past few years with Gen Z. Now, because much of the data involved essentially uses party affiliation as a proxy for ideology, it's hard to say whether this is because young women are getting more liberal or young men are getting more conservative. For instance, while at first glance the graphs apparently suggest that it's mainly women getting more liberal, with the notable exception of South Korea, it could instead be argued that women have stayed the same, but conservative parties have moved right and taken young men with them, which would mean even more women voting for liberal parties, even if their politics haven't changed. Anyway, whether it's men moving right or women moving left, it's at least true to say that the gap between the two sides has widened according to recent data. In this sense, there are now 3 gender gaps. The traditional gender gap running from World War II until about...
Look at that, guys, right? Absolutely insane.
1980, when men were more liberal than women. The modern gender gap running from 1980 until about 2020, where women were more liberal than men, and what we might describe as the Gen Z gender gap, which began a couple of years ago and refers to the fact that young women are now much more liberal than young men. While inferring causation is difficult here, it's plausible that this widening gender gap could have some pretty severe social consequences. For instance, some commentators have suggested that this widening political chasm could be contributing to declining marriage and fertility rates in the developed world.
Yep.
As South Korea's gender gap has widened, its marriage rate has declined, and it now has the widest gender gap and the lowest fertility rate in the world.
Pretty much.
But what actually explains this gender gap? Well, while there are obviously a whole load of factors, research suggests that the most significant factor in the modern gender gap was actually secularization.
Damn. Look at that.
In the 20th century, conservative parties, like Christian democratic parties in Europe, had strong links to the Catholic Church, while liberal parties were generally more atheistic. So, as women were more religious than men, and religion is a key...
And it's crazy, guys, because Gen Z men are actually going more towards the church than women. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. How they... Because, guys, remember... Back in the 60s and the 70s, it was these religious, pearl clutching conservative chicks. Think of the children! That Ozzy Osbourne! Oh my God, you're so horrible! Right? And they wanted to censor everything. Now, it's these wokey wokes on the left. Right? Pretty Steve, what's up, dude? Yeah, Pretty Steve, thanks for emailing me as much as you do, man. Yeah, he says... he graduated with his master's in accounting, BS in finance, and computer science. Right on, man. Right on. Yep. Yeah, guys, it's not just government layoffs. Everyone's laying people off. And yes, Lynn, the Republicans are the Democrats 30 years ago. Facts. Now, guys, let's, hold on.
Key determinant of voting behavior. Perhaps unsurprisingly, women voted more conservative. While women are generally still more religious than men, the decline of religion and its strength as a determinant in voting behavior meant that women shifted left in the latter part of the 20th century. Religion might also partly explain the Gen Z gender gap. General social survey data from America suggests that in the last couple of years, young women have suddenly become less religious than young men for the first time in post-war history. There are also clearly case-specific...
Now, guys, I'll be right back in just a second, and you all know who we have to put on, of course. Right back.
And I'm crying, and that's it. That's all you need to know.
Okay, well, that's not all I'm investigating right now.
I didn't commit a crime. I didn't do anything wrong, so that's it.
Have you had anything to drink tonight?
Nope.
Nothing to drink?
Nope. I'm a very dramatic person, all naturally, boss. I just found out I had herpes. My man broke up with me, and I just got burned $250. That's it. So I'm crying my face off, trying to find my fucking phone, trying to contact my man. Dude, I didn't commit any crime, so you can kiss my ass with your bullshit.
Well, they want you trespassing from the gas station. So.
That's fine.
Can I get
Go
you?
ahead, write it up. Yep.
Don't go to your car.
Hey, I'm grabbing my ID.
Don't go to your car.
I'm grabbing my ID like you asked me to, boss.
Did I ask you to grab your ID?
No, but I knew you were finna to.
I didn't ask you to grab your ID.
All right,
You better
boss.
lose your fucking attitude with me right now.
Right away.
I'm trying to be cool with you, but I can only take so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
What?
You keep it up, you're going to be put in cuffs. What's your first name? What's your first name?
You can find out from my ID.
If you don't provide me with your first name, I'm going to charge you with concealing identity, okay?
You just told me not to go into my vehicle to grab my ID. So which one is it, boss?
I want you to identify yourself by your first name, last name, and date of birth.
Yeah, I can grab my ID so that you can do that.
I don't know what's in your vehicle.
I don't know what's in my vehicle either. I'm not concealing my identity. I'm trying to get you my ID so that I can provide identification, just like you asked me to.
I get that.
Okay.
What's your first name, last name?
I'm trying to provide you with my ID,
I don't
sir.
want you to go inside your vehicle.
Okay.
Because I don't know what's in there. Your vehicle's obviously running. I don't want you to take off me.
All right.
So I'm not going to let you get anything out of your vehicle.
Well, I'm not going to get in. I just want to reach for my wallet that's right there.
Can I grab your wallet?
Okay, just stay right there for him.
Have you had anything to drink tonight?
No, nothing. I'm just emotional. Why don't you understand that?
You guys know how many sound clips I have from this video? guys, for those of you guys who don't know, she's one of the mascots of the channel. If you guys become a member, there's emojis of this chick that you can use.
320 female. Thinks that the anxiety.
All you and your man it together.
Not for very long, but I know that's my person. I looked it up. It's because I'm psycho.
You got. God, I've watched this so many times. It never gets on. It is so funny, guys, because all of us guys, we've had that one ex that was just crazy, right? And seeing this face it just gives you PTSD. It gives you flashbacks. Oh no! Look at that.
877 engine 1 is advising that they're going to make contact with to request that you continue rolling until they're back.
And I just got burned $250, and so I'm very, very upset. I didn't want to drive while I'm upset, so I pulled off onto the road.
Guys, I have a second channel that's 50 and 304s. It's all body cam footage. So guys, if you haven't subbed over here yet, guys, make sure that you do. I'd appreciate that. I'll drop the link. Oh, and guys, hey, follow me on Twitter, guys. I'll be posting stuff on Twitter. So yeah, guys, hold on. Let's do this. Here's my channel, guys. I go live here on Fridays at 10 p.m. And guys, let me pull up my Twitter page so you guys can. Guys, go over there and follow me on Twitter. Because I'll be using Twitter for more things here soon. So let me go to my Twitter here. Hold on. There you go. Let's get back to this article, guys. 1 second. Let me do one thing here. Okay. Okay. So for instance, Mitchell Self, who lives in Central California, has been with his wife Mary since high school. He did farm labor for a while after graduation and then transitioned into welding and founded his own company. Look at that. Let's go. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Mary attended a nearby college and graduated with a degree in geospatial studies. What the fuck? Guys, what is that? What is geospatial? What is geospatial studies? Hold on. Geospatial studies. Gathering, analyzing, managing data of Earth's surface. Vectors, urban planning, environmental monitoring, disaster management. So I guess if you use GIS, you can make some money. But I don't know. I don't know, man. You know. All right. Okay. So she attended nearby college and graduated with a degree in geosocial studies. So she's now caring for their 2 young children full time. And while she's glad to have a degree, she doesn't think she'll ever be the breadwinner in their marriage. He will always be able to make a lot more money than I could ever make. Look at that. So guys, I need Mark, JD, Third Eye, RH. Why did she even get the degree in the first place? Why did she waste the time? Why did she waste the money? Why? Why? You absolute dunderhead.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
If she just wanted to just stay home because her husband makes a lot, why did she even waste the money on the degree? Man. Look at that, man. So guys, most of the time these chicks get these degrees, but all it is an ego thing, right? Because this chick still says, "Well, I have a degree, he." But your husband makes way more than you. What's the point? This would be like saying, okay, all right, guys, put a 1 in the chat if when you were little you did like taekwondo or karate, right? You know, and it was one of those where like you're a black belt by the time you're 12 or 13, you know what I'm saying? And you're breaking boards, or you know someone who did that, right? Yes, Mark, husband gets to, guys. If you went to a real dojo or whatever, I'm happy for you. But guys, if you take most people that went to these McDojos where you're a black belt by the time you're 13. Guys, if you take a kid who's been wrestling since he was 5, or a kid who's been boxing since he was 5 or 6, he's going to kick the crap out of that 12-year-old taekwondo person. Or you have a person who's been at a taekwondo gym that's 18 and has been had a black belt since they were 12. If you have a high school wrestler, beats the crap out of him. There's no belts. They don't have the accolade, but they're more effective. You know? I would take a high school Letterman wrestler over any black belt in taekwondo. Insane. But this person can be like, I got a black belt, bro. Don't mess with me. When you see the other guy there, he's got cauliflower ear. Like, I'd rather take you on than friggin' wrestler guy. Medical. Pump the brakes, guys. Pump the brakes. So medical says, my wife despised me for making more money. Told me all the time. Meanwhile, she had liberal arts and masters in early childhood education, and then some PhD in England with my money after I divorced her. Man, shit. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. These chicks think that they're God's gift just because they have a worthless piece of paper that they paid thousands of dollars for. Shit. Black Samurai, what's up, dude? Good to see you, my friend. Guys, thanks for being here during the day, man. You know, I will be better about letting you guys know when these lives start, right? But this one, guys, I just read this article and I just had to go live. So join the Discord, guys. I will probably have the best way to notify you guys I'm going live during the day on Discord, right? Yeah, full power says Bob Boxing BJJ. There you go, right there, man. Hey guys, don't mess with full power. Not a great plan, right? 1 second. 1 second, guys. Okay. Let's see. So some couples that I spoke to told me that the husband's income was what had allowed the wife to pursue her education in the first place. Here we go, guys. Whoa. Now, guys, what do you think a lot of these chicks did while their husband paid for their degree? What do you think the wife did after she graduated, right? Guys, let me know in the chat. What do you think the wife did after she got her degree, right? That's what she did. You know? Look at that. Well, obviously, while she was in college, she was letting freaking, nug, long dong, nug 11, shoot the club. Yeah, she left. Yep. Now, guys, look. When Allison Hiltz met her now former husband, she was working in retail. Neither of them had a 4-year degree. She finished her bachelor's. Then the two moved to Colorado, where she got her master's degree in public policy, and then later a seat on the city council. All of which she was able to do, she said, only because her husband made enough as a diesel mechanic in the trash industry to keep them afloat. But then guess what, guys? Did you notice how she said former husband? Look at that, guys. Why even try? Why even try? So, guys, you know what? We're at 60 likes, guys. We can either do 10 more likes or one more membership or 2 more super chats, and we'll go to 3 or 4 TikToks. So guys, make sure to hit the like button, hit the join for a membership, and then here you go. The few breadwinning wives that I interviewed had high levels of education. Sonia Ben Hedia Towney, what? Was an undergraduate when she first met her husband. John, who had a bachelor's degree in business and works in the auto industry. Sonia earned her PhD and is now a computational linguist for a major tech company. John's job makes decent money, he told me, but it doesn't make her money. For the most part, the wives and the husbands I interviewed didn't think their educational gap is a problem. No, the husbands didn't think of it as a problem. Look at that. Yeah, Third Eye said it. The difference is that men will have their prereqs be chemistry, tech, physics, while these 304s will be, sex ed and sociology and, gender studies and all that other stuff. Influencer studies. Look at that. Another Mary who asked me, identified by her first name, gave the sensitive nature of the topic, recently earned a master's degree, is married to a man who has yet to complete his undergraduate work. He's very educated. He just doesn't have a bachelor's. She would like him to finish his degree, mainly for professional opportunities. That she and other women that I spoke to told me that they didn't believe that formal education automatically translated to smarts and intellectual curiosity, and that they felt on pretty equal footing with their husband. Come on.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Guys, you have these knuckleheaded broads saying that they wouldn't even date a guy that had a 9 to 5 job. In a few cases, women floated the possibility that they'd avoid attention in their marriage because their husbands earned more than they did. Perhaps they suggested that alluding to transgender norms, earning less than one's wife would feel like a greater threat. No, because guys, the reason why men have issues with their wife earning more than them is because 99% of these 304s think his money is our money and my money is my money, right, guys? So he's going to have to pay for everything anyways, and she's going to want the life that she knows her salary can give, but she wants his money to pay for it. Absolute clown world. Look at that. So for what it's worth, the Twomies told me that Sonia's breadwinning didn't bother either of them, although other people sometimes got weird about it. Guys, look. After Sonia gave birth to their first child, it was John who left his job to care for the baby boy. Look at that. What kind of simp? What kind of beta is a stay-at-home dad? Are you serious? Beta male. Are you serious? Guys, that's a terrible idea. Terrible, guys. You never, ever, 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 ever want to be a stay-at-home dad. Ever. She will leave you so fast, right? And anyone who says otherwise.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Clown world, right? Insane. Look at that. Daycare prices were too high. He was burned out on work. But when the couple mentioned their arrangement to their friends, families, and coworkers, many people reacted with surprise or confusion. John's parents seemed almost concerned. Yeah, because they knew that his wife would leave. And guys, imagine what the wife's friends were saying, right? Girl, you better drop his ass, right? Stay-at-home dad life also felt isolating when John ventured into public. On weekday mornings, he would head to the park or the museum. He was the only man around. Look at that. People who work in local politics, which is not terribly lucrative, are generally well aware that high-earning spouses may be subsidizing their colleagues' political careers. So yeah, guys, all these chicks that are on the school board, that are trying to run for controller, their husbands are funding their lifestyle. You know? Look at that, guys. Look at that. Man, oh man, oh man. Okay. Ta-da! Okay, so this chick, the one whose husband was a mechanic who she left, she said where she lives, the assumption is that the spouse is a doctor or lawyer. The people that would inquire about her husband's work, and he would say, I work in trash, you would see their heads spin. At times uncomfortable. So the doors that her education unlocked for her meant that she would spend time in environments that could end up being socially awkward. And that's probably why she divorced her husband. Look at that, man. Look at that. Someone says that it used to be that hypogamous marriages were more likely to end in divorce, yet recent analysis in Europe say that that's no longer the case because all marriages are more likely to end in divorce now. Let's look at some comments, guys. Someone says, keep in mind that educated isn't synonymous with college degrees. Electricians, plumbers, pipe fitters, and many other skilled construction trades, they require an apprenticeship that lasts years. This includes hours of classwork. What is all this, guys? It's just they're making more money. You can argue that it takes hours of classwork or whatever and try and compare it to a degree. No, guys, you can't compare a trade to a degree because when you get a trade, everything that you're learning as a trade is going to be applicable to your job. Whereas a bachelor's degree, I would say the first 2 years of your degree, guys, have nothing to do with what you're actually studying. You know how many stupid classes that I took freshman year and sophomore year? You know? So I don't even think that you could, look at this. So he says, electricians have 5 years of apprenticeships. So guys, you can't even compare this to a bachelor's. Because it's so purpose driven, right? Like when you do this electrician's thing, you know what you're getting into and there is no deviation. She said, this guy says, my wife has a master's and is elementary school grade 3 teacher with 31 years of experience. I'm a master electrician with 33 years experience. My salary is 25% higher. Look at that, guys. Look at this. Someone says, I'm college educated. My husband is not. I made more money than him. Had a promising career. He had some health issues. Stay-at-home dad for 5 years. We loved it. It worked out for us. Okay. Yeah, guys. Guys, what do you think, right? What do you think? Yeah, DC Punisher. He says, you know why women have to quote-unquote marry down? They go to college for those worthless freaking degrees like liberal arts and they don't want to work. Yeah. So, guys, is it really, 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 really marrying down then? No. Right? It isn't. No one cares. No one cares. Guys, hit the like button, guys. Let's get 2 more likes, okay? I'd appreciate that. There was one more thing here I wanted to show you guys. Let's see. Here we go, guys. Right here. There's a news story I was going to show you guys. Where is it? Where is it?
Gap at universities, but there's a gender gap at universities, but it might not be what you're expecting. At the end of last year, researchers found women in the UK were 35% more likely to attend college than men, the widest difference yet for the annual report. To put it in perspective, the BBC reports if every man who applied to college was accepted automatically, there'd still be fewer men attending. The situation in the US is similar. Since 1996, American women between the ages of 25 and 34 have been more likely than their male counterparts to hold a bachelor's degree. And that trend has continued all the way through the end of last year. So what's driving this gap? One group of economists have argued a more level playing field has shown an advantage for women that has nothing to do with subjects or test scores. Boys in kindergarten through 12th grade are significantly more likely to get into trouble, whether it be in the classroom or with the law. Others have argued men and women have segregated themselves between different careers that don't necessarily expect the same levels of education. Of course, gender gaps aside, there's the argument college itself isn't worth the cost. A Goldman Sachs report in December estimated the average graduate in 2015 will be paying off their student debt until they're 31 years old.
Damn. Yeah, right. Guys, there are chicks that are Generation X in their 50s still paying off student loans. Right? Look at that, guys. Look at that. Absolutely insane. So guys, once again, hit the like button, guys. Hit the join button to be a member. Guys, follow me on Twitter. You know, join the Discord, guys. And check out my second channel. Let me see. One more like, guys. Hit the like button. There was one more story. Because a lot of colleges are actually closing down now. You know? iReal Media, what's up, dude? This is CBS. All these are all
Today, a tariff on foreign cars and
hold on.
There's
a news story that was particularly about more female college students than male. Here we go. There was one particular thing. I don't see it anymore. I had it bookmarked. And either way, well, guys, I think that we're at 70 likes, guys. Appreciate that, guys. You know, we all know where we have to go now, right? Right, guys. You guys know where we have to go now, right? Where is my prompt here? Let's see.
Y'all want to ask me what I'm doing? I'm outside hoeing. I work at hoeing. Y'all want to know what company I work at? I work at hoeing.
Look at this, guys.
Okay, y'all, since we so fucking cool now, let me give y'all a little tea. Let me give y'all some tea. Okay, boom, let me turn my hair down. Okay, so this was my final straw, this motherfucking relationship the other day. So, okay, y'all know them that stuff, the original, that little oil, that little skincare, that shit that you can put to remove dark spots and ingrown hairs and shit like that, and odor and all of that. So I got me some of that. And mind you, the face BT, it worked good on my face. But I seen a video where a girl was saying that you can use it on your private, and like your underarms and under your titties. You can use it on your whole body. So boom. Between my little cheeks, they kind of dark. Between my like ass cheeks, it's not black, but it's like dark. I want it to be the.
Look at these broads, guys.
The streets. I'm a bitch from the streets. I get the money. I get that money. Bitch, give me what you got. In our shifts and you telling me you're mad because I'm taking a shower, my motherfucking ass. No shit, no bullshit. Like I wash my motherfucking ass. But it's been itching, it's been irritating me because I guess that's the only new thing I've been using is that original.
So guys, this is 304 TikTok, where these chicks literally go on TikTok and talk about being streetwalkers, right?
That ordinary, original, whatever it's called. So boom, I get home from work and I'm taking a shower, and then when I get hold
on, guys, here. Look at this, bro. This chick. Disgusting. Hold on, guys. There was one more. Oops. I don't know if I can show this chick. Yeah. Here you go.
Friend, for even better results, drink it throughout the week, not just before. Drink it throughout the week.
So guys,
if you're drinking like regular water, you're gonna.
I'm trying to say to use cranberry juice if you're a 304 because your hoo-ha smells so bad.
I'm not drinking no 8. I'm just old school, like these new girls.
I know you was turned on in 85, but baby, this is the 2000s.
Right, and I'm not judging
you.
You
gotta understand that we gonna do a little something strange for looking strange. Exactly.
But don't get it twisted. I turned out June 1st, 1985, and you know what I'm saying? I've been using lip tips and fingertips. Little youngster, you went past your moral compass.
I already went past my moral compass. What are you talking about? I got all that. I can't taste my own.
No, you don't supposed to do that, man.
What rule is that?
That is like
what rule is that?
Neanderthal.
Oh, well then I'm a Neanderthal.
Guys. Guys, how did we get here? Guys, this is our society now, right? What is going on? Look at these broads, dude.
Y'all be wondering why y'all on y'all 3rd, 4th charge and y'all keep getting arrested. Nigga, the only thing you did was hop on FaceTime with that man. You thought they wasn't gonna catch up with your ass eventually? You didn't run his number through no app. You didn't get his real name. You didn't get no picture of his ID. You didn't, no verification. No verification. And now you sitting in county jail crying. Y'all be...
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So guys, so for all you guys that are new, guys, so I go live Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays on this channel at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I go live on my 5 and 304s Fridays at 10. And guys, what I'm gonna start doing is so whenever I hit 100 likes or 10 super chats or 2 memberships on the regular lives, guys, we go to 304 TikTok. This period, the chat's gonna probably be members only from now on. So just let you know. Let's do one more, guys. I think we already looked at this probably. Look at this. Look at that, guys. So disgusting.
Darling, guess who's back from jail? That's right, baby. Daddy's home from prison. I've been dreaming about this moment for the past 16 years.
You cannot tell me that that's not a transformer, guys. Come on, right? Oh, look at that, man. Look at that. And the fact that there's guys paying money for this? Shit. Gregory says, what do you think of a 2005 F1 6-cylinder? Well, how much are you paying for it and how many miles, right? And are you getting it as like a daily driver, as like a daily runner, you know? I mean, those 6 cylinders were gutless, but they were friggin' bulletproof. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna get a V6 a pickup truck, guys, I would just get a Tacoma. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you know, I don't know if you need the size or not. If you need like a full size truck, but most of the things that F-150 can do, a Tacoma can do. You might they actually might charge you the same price for higher miles. Here's a link to the Discord, my friend. And what I mean by the chat, guys, is the chat on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So, like if I go right now, hold on. Hold on. So like if I go right now, it would be like this. And now only members can go in the chat, right? But moving forward, you guys will see more and more these live streams. The chats will probably be members only for the majority of the time. And then in the regular lives, once we do 3 or 4 TikTok and or felon TikTok, we'll have the live. We'll do members only also. So, but yeah, guys. Oh, I'll show you one more thing, guys, and then we'll shut this bad boy down. Because I'm doing a video about these teachers that are transformers, right, guys? I'm starting to think that honestly, like some people say, sending your kids to public school is child abuse, and I'm starting to think they're kind of right at this point, guys. Like yeah, look at that.
I'm not here to talk about my transition. I'm here to kick some ass.
Look at this, guys.
Happy Friday, everybody. It's me, Rosie, Texas English teacher and transgender goddess.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Look at that, man. Gregory says it has 200,000 miles and only 2K. So it's only $2,000 needed to make it through the snow in the winter. So that's 200,000 miles, and they're charging you $2,000 for it. Hold on. It's 4-wheel drive. 5 V6 F-150. Let's see. For 2,000, as long as it runs good, I would say yes. But at the same time, let's see. Let's see. 2,000 is pretty good, man. You know what I mean? Like, I say do it. If it's 4-wheel drive, it starts up and it runs. Cause that V6 that comes in there is a really, really, really good engine. So yeah, that's the same one that was in the Mustang, just tuned a little bit differently. So, and those guys, how many V6 Mustangs do you see driving around? Those things just will not die, you know?
And I
even though it's 0 to 60 in 2 weeks.
To hop on today to share some trans joy. I didn't think I was going to be able to do this morning because I like doing trans joy every morning just because it's a good way to start my day.
Guys, if you have videos do you want me to look at, go in the Discord and there's a video suggestions thread, or you can email me. My email's in my about. So
but I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it this morning because I didn't wake up feeling very confident. I woke up feeling very ugly and sluggish, and my dysphoria was getting...
Ugly and sluggish? You don't say.
...to me, but I motivated myself to get my makeup on anyway, and especially my eyeshadow, I think, came out perfectly.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Guys, what is going... What is going on? Oh, guys! Oh! I'm gonna do a video. Guys, have you ever heard the term transiversary? Guys, put a 1 or a 2. A 1 for yes or a 2 for no. Guys, they have a term called a transiversary now. Today is my 1-year transiversary. What a joke. What a joke. Guys, I'm gonna do a video on that too. Here soon too.
But then to compound the problems of my day, when I stopped for my coffee this morning, I got called the F slur by the gentleman standing behind me.
Do you guys honestly think that happened? Guys, do you honestly think that some random person called this person that word? Come on.
Stop the cap.
Guys, see, here's the thing. And I guarantee this person is going to be, it was a cisgendered hetero white man, right? Because people don't, first of all, don't even use that word much anymore. And second of all, you think that some dude that's just trying to get his morning coffee is just going to start throwing slurs around? I'll take things that didn't happen for 1,000, Alex. Steve, you had to ask if this is a transformer? Come on, man.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Look at that.
And didn't react. I didn't feel like a fight this morning. I just walked away and cried a little in my car on the way to work.
Please.
But then I got to the school where I work. And walking up the stairs, it was nothing but big smiles and good mornings and, oh, you look so pretty today. And it kind of struck...
Oh, and guys, put a 1 in the chat if you play Dungeons and Dragons and you know how cooked D&D is. Guys, Dungeons and Dragons is cooked. Dungeons and Dragons might not be around much longer because they went totally woke. Guys, look at this person's neckband thing. It's Dungeons and Dragons. If right here doesn't sum up what the issue is with Dungeons and Dragons, it's because they're marketing to this knucklehead right here.
Me how wonderful it is in a state like Texas where it can be kind of scary and dangerous to be a trans teacher in some districts that
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
I work in a school that can be my safe place. Like I have told some of the people in my department and some of the people that I work with that I face so much discrimination and hate in the outside world that being at this school
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
has become my safe place. It's become my place where I go to feel okay. And I think it's so cool to have that because I know.
Third Eye. There's a long story, guys. I'm gonna do a media roundup live where we talk about like Snow White and D&D and all these woke stuff. So in the last edition they used nothing but AI to make the art. They got rid of the orcs because they think the orcs are representing black people, and it's white supremacy. All the friggin' artwork now is a bunch of, short-haired, lesbian-looking barbarian chicks. Insane.
I know that's really rare in Texas, especially, to be a teacher and work in a school that embraces you to the point that you feel so completely safe there, safer than you do in the outside world. And that's the joy that I want to share today, because it's brightened my mood a lot, because I did not wake up feeling very pretty or confident, and knowing that I have all of these people and all of my coworkers around me and building me up, it really warms my heart, and it makes me want to cry for a completely different reason. So yeah, you can always find love in even the most unlikely of places.
I can't, guys. I can't. I can't do it, guys. I can't. Right? Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can find what happened to Dungeons and Dragons real fast. Let me see. I thought there was a short you can find. Let's see. Yeah, but because D&D is cooked, man. Cooked. Anyways, but all right, you guys. I'm gonna shut this bad boy down. I appreciate you guys being here during the day, guys. I will be live tonight at 9 p.m. Wait, it is Thursday, right? What day is it today? I don't even know what day it is, guys. Hold on. It's Thursday. Okay, guys, I will be live at 9 tonight, guys. We're gonna talk about these nurses that are getting busted for stealing drugs, and we're gonna look at men getting cooked in court, right? So, yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys, and guys, all of my streams are always call-in shows. The nighttime streams, the beginnings will always be for Discord members only. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys at 9 tonight. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one.